Hi, this is Connie Giordano with Walking in Truth Ministry. Join me now as I deliver this stirring message from God's holy word. The Full Life Study Bible said this: Jesus demands that our loyalty and love to Him be greater than every other attachment, even to our own families. Did you know that it will cost you something to be a true Christian? Oh, yes, it will. Never forget it. It is cheap and easy work to be a nominal Christian and simply go to church. But to follow Jesus or be one of his disciples requires much self-denial. So let me ask you, are you one of his followers? Are you one of his disciples? You cannot be saved unless you are one of his disciples. One characteristic of being his true disciple is allegiance to him. It is preferring or loving him more than all else. An indispensable condition of discipleship is the sacrifice of all other loves to the supreme love of him. Jesus claims from everyone who would be his disciple the first place in affections, submission of the will, acceptance of his reproach, and surrender of one's life to him. He asks for nothing less than the heart, and that cannot be given by halves. So you can see that it is impossible that the love of God and the love of the world at the same time be predominant in the heart. One of them must be uppermost. It is rather interesting that the Dake's Annotated Reference Bible includes the following quote on this study: God first is the motto of the Bible. God first, motto of the Bible. Since that is true, can we surmise that the more we read and study the Bible, we will understand this principle more fully and live it out more perfectly in our lives? And could this be the reason why many today are not reading the Bible and have no interest in it? Reading the Bible is a real struggle for them, simply because self, rather than God, is first in their life. They have no appetite for truth. Instead, they want entertainment. They want ear-tickling messages that cater to self and continually uplift self as being number one. There is no doubt about it. It costs something to be a true Christian. It costs something to be a disciple of Jesus, especially in this lukewarm Laodicean age in which we live. In this message, we want to look at 3 scriptures in Luke 14, where Jesus made the most startling remark, which is, he cannot be my disciple. Luke 14:26 says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And hate not. What did Jesus mean by this? Are you to hate your family and your own life? No, the word hate that is used here means to love less in comparison to him. He was saying that your loyalty and love to him must be greater than every attachment, even that of your own family. If the claims of your family and the claims of Christ come into collision, The claims of your relatives must give way. No home love or no earthly affection must ever come into competition with his love. If any man come to me and hate not, he cannot be my disciple. Are you one of his disciples? Is Jesus requiring you to take a stand for righteousness, which places you in opposition to your family's traditions or beliefs? Luke 14:27 goes on to say, "And whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple." Surely the Lord was kidding here. And whosoever does not bear his cross. What? Christians are cross bearers? Why, no one is preaching that today. That kind of message will certainly not draw the crowds, fill the churches, or bring in large offerings. Yet here it is in the Bible for all to read. And whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Jesus was saying that he must be followed and imitated, even to the extremity of suffering. His disciples must be willing to endure whatever is burdensome, trying, or disgraceful in following him. On a daily basis, they must deny self or living for selfish desires, or they cannot be my disciple. Stop for a minute and consider, who is speaking here? Are these the words of a man, a popular preacher, a seminary professor, a great theologian, or a prominent philosopher? No, these happen to be the very words of Jesus, the Lord of your life. So I ask you, are you one of his disciples? Lastly, Luke 14:33 says, "So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple." Once again, this is Jesus speaking here. As your master, he requires that you separate yourself from the world and the things of the world. As your master, he asserts absolute right and first claim to all that you have and all that you are. Are you okay with that? Are you still one of his disciples? In closing, based on the Word of God, the most reliable measuring stick, would Jesus, the Master, recognize you as one of his disciples or followers? Or would he have to say to you, "I never knew you," because you failed to make him number one, which is the first and foremost requirement in becoming his disciple?